Hello, this is Lesson 26, Session 1, Solving Word Problems Involving Conversions. The learning target is I can convert among different size standard measurements using a given measurement system, like converting 5 centimeters to 500 meters, and use these conversions in solving multi-step real-world problems. Let's get started. Complete each conversion. Remember, 1 foot equals 12 inches. Pause your video, solve the problems, and when you have your solutions written down in your go ahead and press play and we'll see if you are correct. We'll work on them together. Okay, hopefully you have those solutions. So let's go through them together. 1/2 foot equals how many inches? So I know that there are 12 inches in a foot, and so 1/2 of 12 is 6. Okay, the next one is how many feet are in 28 inches? We're going from a smaller unit to a larger one, so we know we're going to be dividing. There are 12 inches in each foot, so I can take 28 divided by 12, and 12 goes into 28 2 times, which is 24. And I have 4 left over, which I'm going to write as a fraction, 4/12. And when I reduce that fraction, I can divide the 4 and the 12 both by 4. If I divide by the same thing, it still stays equivalent. So I have 2 and 1/3 feet. And the last one, 3 1/4 feet equals how many inches? We are going from a larger unit to a smaller one, so we're going to be multiplying because there will be more inches than there are feet. So let's start with the 3 feet. There are 12 inches in a foot, and 3 times 12 is 36. So we're going to remember that number. Now we're going to figure out the 1/4 feet. And we're going to add that to 36. So there are 12 inches in a foot, and if I divide that into fourths, then each fourth is 3 inches long. So 1/4 is 3 inches, so I'm going to add that 3 inches to my 36 inches, and the total is 39 inches. Number 1, the try it at the top of the page. And actually there is a little typo in here, and I'm going to change this Ray to say Ray. There we go. Ray finds a log that is 90 inches long. He cuts the log into 2-foot pieces of wood to sell as firewood in his store. How many pieces of wood can Ray sell at his store using this log? All right, pause and solve the problem. And then when you have it written down in your workbook, press play and we'll go over it together. You should have the problem solved, so let's look at it together. The total of the log is 90 inches, and he wants to cut it into 2-foot sections. So we are going from a smaller unit to a larger one. There's going to be less number of sections than there are inches, so we're not going to have 90 sections in there. So we are going to take our 2-foot sections times 12 in each foot. So each one of the sections is 24 inches. Okay, so I can change this to say 24-inch pieces. Okay, each section is 24 inches. That's the same as 2 feet. So if I take the total number of inches, 90, and each section is 24 inches, I can divide that by 24 to get the number of sections. 24 goes into 9. Now 24 is a little bit harder for me to multiply in my mind. So I'm going to think of something close to it. I'm going to think of 25 to help me figure out how we can get closest to 90. Because 25, I can count quarters easily in my mind. So I can think 25, 50, 75, 100 is too big. And 25 times 3 is 75. And 24 is going to be close to that. So let's use 3. 3 times 4 is 12. And 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And if we subtract those, you change that to an 8. 10 minus 2 is 8. And we have 8 minus 7 is 18. Okay, that doesn't give us a full another section. So basically, there's going to be a section here, a section here, a section here, but this one isn't big enough. So this one is 24. This one is 24. And I didn't measure my lines very well, but hopefully you get the idea. This one's 24, but this one is only 18 because we only had 18 left for the last one. And so it says, how many pieces of wood can Ray sell? He sells 2-foot pieces. So he can sell 3 of them. Whoop. He can sell these 3 because this one's not big enough to sell. That'd be ripping off the customer. So the answer is 3. Okay, look back. Explain how you found the number of 2-foot pieces of wood Roy would have to sell. A possible answer that you can say here is 2 times 12 is 24. So there are 24 inches in a 2-foot log. And then we found 90 divided by 24 to find the number of 2-foot pieces in 90 inches. He can sell 3 2-foot pieces. Look ahead. In the previous problem, you used more than one step to find a solution to a problem involving converting units of measure. You can start this type of problem in different ways. Consider this problem. Look at the scale. How much more mass needs to be added to the left side in order to make the scale balance? Remember, 1 kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams. Letter A, what should you do first to find how much more mass is needed to balance the scale? Letter B, convert 2.5 kilograms to grams. What operation did you use? Convert 800 grams to kilograms. What operation did you use? Choose one of the conversions from part B to solve the problem. Okay, let's look back at letter A. What should you do first to find how much more mass is needed to balance the scale? The first thing that you'll need to do is convert grams to kilograms or kilograms to grams so you have the same units. It doesn't matter which one you convert as long as you have them both in the same units. Letter B. If you convert 2.5 kilograms to grams, what operation did you use? We are going from a larger unit to a smaller one. There will be more number, the number of grams will be more than the number of kilograms. So we would do 1,000 times 2.5. I'll write that down, 1,000 times 2.5. And when we're multiplying by these powers of 10, all we have to do is move the decimal. So 1, 2, 3, and we would get 2,500. And we used multiplication. Okay. Convert 800 grams to kilograms. What operation do we use? If we are going from the smaller unit to the larger one, we're going to have more number of grams than the number of kilograms. So we will be dividing. So 1,000, let me backtrack here. Don't want to do that backwards. So rather 800, because we're starting with 800 and then we're dividing by 1,000 to get the number of kilograms. And dividing, we just move our decimal the other direction, 1, 2, 3. And so we have 8/10 kilogram. And we would use division there. Letter C, choose one of the conversions from part B to solve the problem. Well, so if we use, let's just use this one right here. Okay, so this is already grams. This one equals 2,500 grams. And it says how much more do we need to make this even out? So if we take 2,500 minus 800, we can see how many more we need. And when we subtract those, we have 0, 0, borrow from the 2, that's 7, and 1. So we would need 1,700 more grams. Number 3, when you convert from grams to kilograms, do you end up with more units or fewer units? So let's answer that one first. When you convert grams to kilograms, we're going from a smaller unit to a larger one. And so we're actually going to end up with fewer units because kilograms are larger. There are 1,000 grams in a kilogram. And so we're going to end up with less kilograms than we had grams. When we convert from kilograms to grams, we will end up with more units because grams are smaller than kilograms. And so we'll have a bigger number of grams than we have kilograms. All right, here is the first page of your green pages. You're welcome to convert measurements. What is it? Converting measurements is to change from one measurement unit to another. What do we know about it? I multiply to convert from a larger unit to a smaller unit. I divide to convert from a smaller unit to a larger unit. And then we have 3 examples. Feel free to use this in your math book. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Your assignment is pages 533 and 534. Please take a picture and get that sent to me. And if you want a little extra practice converting measurement units, a great thing to do is to find a recipe and convert measurement units inside the recipe in your kitchen. All right, I'll see you next time for session 2.